Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Morning Motivational Rant. I am your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is Crystal Morency. Good morning, Crystal. How are you today?
Fuck, I hate that question sometimes. Good morning, Dino, and everybody else. I am fan-fucking-tastic.
When I used to work.
How are you?
I used to work at a bank that was in a plaza, and inside the plaza, like, there was a very hoity-toity area. So it actually had like an art gallery in the plaza, which I'm like, who has an art gallery in the plaza? It's fucking weird. Anyways, the man.
Strip mall.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it was, but it was in Etobicoke. It was like a fancier. Anyways.
Anyway,
so they had
a rub and tug next door to the art gallery.
Oh, heaven forbid. Can you imagine? These people, like, this was the whitest place where they were like, oh my goodness. Oh, like
those are the people that go to those things, though. Trust me.
Oh,
it's
I
always
know.
the ones that pretend that they're better than you, that are
yeah.
worse than you, that are alcoholics, that shit themselves.
Yeah, they're like,
that's the
chain
people
me
that
up
think
and
that
step
they're
on my
better than you.
testicles. You're like, what? Didn't you just come from the stock market? And he's like, that's the what gets me off. Just step right on my testicles. It's just fucking weird. Anyway, so the guy who opened the art gallery originally, or the picture store, whatever the fuck it was, he was slowly losing his mind. Like, he was an older gentleman. He was like in his 80s, but he was actually in great shape, and he had this toupee that, like, the toupee he got made, essentially he kept balding, so it's like you could see his bald, like a strip of bald. And I was walking. I went to go get something from the pharmacy, and as I'm walking back, he's sitting there having a cigarette on this like it's weird. It was in a lawn chair, but it was in the doorway before they opened, and he was just relaxing. And I said, "Morning." And he goes, "It is." And I'm like, "What the?
That's a good one.
Did you just say it is?" And he's like, It's like, we both know what time of the day it is. Nice. Yep. And I'm just like, what is happening? And I'll be honest with you, I have waited to.
I like that though.
It's very well, and then purposefully, like, I always say, "Oh, good morning," to people, because I was like, by abbreviating and trying to seem more white by going morning. He's like, "It is," and I'm like, "What did you just say to me?" Yeah, because I'm like, I'll be honest, I've looked for opportunities to use it again, never happened. So I got duped by an old senile man, and I can never do it again.
Who wasn't so senile, because he put you, he's like, yeah, it's
what
morning.
Kind of an animal says morning, and the response is, "It is"? Are you fucking...
I like it.
He is a mental case.
I like it.
It's great.
I like it.
It is, trust me, there is no joy like getting one on somebody that early, that well. Where they're like, "Morning," you're like, "Yeah, it is." And they're like, "What?"
Yeah, it is.
It's very disturbing.
I really like it.
It is. I know.
I really like it.
I
think I'm gonna use it.
It is tough to get.
It sure is a fucking morning, isn't it? It's a day. Like we've said before, I love my days. Everybody knows that I've had a bad day when I'm like, it's a day. It ends in Y. That's what kind of day it is.
I haven't seen Crystal in 2 days, so this is very weird.
No, that's why.
We're very backed up.
That's why.
We're backed up.
We're very backed up. Literally, figuratively. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I just need to poop.
Maybe you need to poop. Listen, you know what? Never downplay the necessity or satisfaction of a good poop, people. That is... No. You know what? Like, I'm telling you...
I have no makeup on. I'm like...
You're fine, okay? Just calm down. Okay? Just relax. She makes it sound like you people are so petty that you would come for looks. You're following this face. This is not... Like, this was I provided this as an amuse-bouche to make it a little more palatable, and she's fine. But this is a hard sell, okay? This is not easy, okay?
Well, I wonder if my forever penis is watching this. I guess he needs to know what I look naturally.
Then exactly. You know what? I have to admit, that is one of the freakiest things. And a friend of mine, one of my oldest friends that I've had for the longest period of time, he was the one to say this to me the first time, and I believe it was in high school. It was probably grade 10 that he said this to me, and I've never forgot it. Was, "A little powder, a little paint makes a girl what she ain't." And I was like, what did you just say? And he was like,
I like
it's
that.
true. And I was like, wow. And I believe we were graduating. Actually, no, I graduated a year late. That's a funny story. But I was graduating.
Eat too much glue.
No, it was much more ridiculous than that. So I went in and whatchamacallit, I did, a girl walked up to me. I was like, oh, hi, I'm Dino. And she's like, it's me. And I'm like, nope. And she's like, and I forget who it was, because it's not like we were close friends or anything, but she was like, it's me. And I'm like, I have no idea who the fuck you are, lady. And then she's like, I'm just not wearing any makeup. And I was like, what the fuck? It freaked me right the fuck out. But I was just like, it's honestly one of those things where I'm just
Some
like...
Some girls look completely different because they'll change. You're not supposed to change your look with makeup. You're supposed to bring out, like, the point of makeup is just to kind of accentuate your beauty, not change it and make you look like a different woman.
When beauty is so deep on a face, you just say, listen, we're just gonna, it's very deep back here, guys. It's got like a lot of layers. But it's there. It's on my insides. That's kind of how it is. It's
that's what matters.
Well, you know what?
Yes. Inside beauty matters. Blah 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 blah.
I always honestly.
It's all about the inside.
The
blah 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 blah.
It's not because
until you get over 30, and then you should wear makeup. Fuck you.
I want to make sure that we're clear. That is not what I was saying. I'm saying people can be ugly on the outside all the time. What I'm saying is I have proof of when I was thin and I was gorgeous. So what I'm saying is literally I just need to lose some weight and my prettiness comes back. Because that idea that the beauty is on the inside, false, okay? Because I've known very, very, very many people who are ugly both outside and inside. It's not a relative thing.
Definitely.
That pisses me off.
It doesn't matter. And if it makes you feel good, touching up, like getting rid of old... I remember a day where I didn't feel the need to wear makeup before I left the house. But now, I have a little bit of bags. I have a little bit of, weird skin because I get to a certain age. And me, personally, I feel more comfortable with makeup because a lot of women judge you. Not men, women. Like, women are the ones that are like, oh, men degrade women. We feel like we have to look like porn stars. We have to feel like we have to look like Instagram models. Nope. It's not the men. It's the women. It's the fellow women. Women are evil. Men suck. And blah, blah, blah. That's the kind of mood I'm in today.
I don't think there was a compliment there or a point. It was like, you're all fucking horrible and I fucking hate you.
Yep.
Because of you, I have to put on makeup before I leave my house. Otherwise, I might not feel nice.
Fucking right.
Fuck you people.
Yeah, because you guys judge your McJudgersons. I hate you all.
I would love to change my name to Judgy Judgerson just to be like, oh, hi, I'm Judgy Judgerson. And they're like, is your job a judge? And your name is Judgerson? Like, no, my first name is Judge. My second name is Judgerson. Just to,
McJudgerson.
Yeah. Judgy McJudgerson.
McJudgerson. Mm-hmm. Yep. Judgy McJudgerson.
Yeah.
Speaking of Judgy McJudgerson, actually, no, I can't say speaking of. I went to another comedy show last night. I wasn't in it this time. I was just in the audience. Yeah. And people are starting to bring their game. Nice. Yeah, people are starting to be super funny. Not that they weren't before, but, everybody gets a nervous upset.
I honestly, I feel like it's going to be like Netflix number at the beginning of quarantine. Like, everything's going to kind of ramp up and then come back down. Like, it's an anomaly, right? Like, we've been so comedy starved for such a period of time. We're at such a downfall that even the just a basic, decent set that's cohesive and everything is going to be viewed as this icon of, wow, But that's
true, actually.
Right? Like, and that's not to downplay, like, people will be killing it. There's no question, right? Like, you said Quinn headlined the other day. Quinn is going to kill it. There's no, like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Quinn is, right.
Right.
Some people
Robbie,
are like that.
Mr. Hollywood headline last night, and it's so funny because I've heard his set, and this is how deprived of comedy we were, is that I still laughed at every single time that I laughed at before. Like, because that's how, like, we're like, ha, yes! I remember that. Yes. And it's not because, like, I don't know. Oh, it is because the joke's funny. Like, don't get me wrong, Robbie Hollywood's a funny guy. But it's just, like, it's funny to you again.
He's a funny guy.
Because, yeah, and he accentuates, like, he knows how to, you know, get into it. You know?
Easy. He's not getting into anything, poor guy.
No, he's not getting no.
You just said
no. I know. I take that back. I'm like, no, he's married. He's got a baby, and I'm not about to end. No. I'm just saying.
You know what? I'll be honest with you guys. There are some burns that like hurt so much worse than other burns. And like that, where I'm like, he's not hitting anything. And you're like, ew, no, like that hurts, right?
No.
But like it's the same thing. Like, look, I
hope he doesn't watch this.
Oh, who cares? I would be like, fuck you, man. And I'm like, whatever, you're ugly, guy. Just, like, I'll just drop it. I don't give a shit. Look at me. Like, I can't go any lower. I can go way lower, people. And just for people looking, there's a cat behind me. It's a cat suit with a like a sport coat, like a blazer.
Yeah, there is. What is it? Are you guys doing like that kind of stuff now? Do you guys like dress up like animals and go fuck other strangers that dress up like animals?
No, one year Victoria did a Halloween costume with a cat head, and somebody suggested we put a fancy jacket on there, and I'm like, hey Victoria, put the cat head and a fancy jacket on. She's like, okay. Just put it on. 2 days ago, you haven't seen it because somebody's been busy. Your face is just... Anyways, so some burns just hurt so much. I remember once, so I incorporate...
Like that?
Yeah, like that. Some almost. If you had said, well, why don't you go shit fatty? Like that would have been, you know, but... a couple times I will I'll stand on stage and I'll say stuff like, I'll be like, you know, life is hard when you look like a sexual icon for the masses. And one girl was like, oh, and I was like, that hurt a little bit. She wasn't even way in the back. Like, she was pretty close to the front. I saw it. And I was like, I pointed at her. I'm like, good to know you care. And she was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, that's all right. You haven't seen my dick. It's fine. You would say otherwise if you saw my dick. I have a beautiful penis. It's not my fault. It's like think about it this way. I'm an anteater, so it's kind of like Jesus appears and like just pulls off a hood. That's what my dick is like. It's like Jesus hood. It's like, it's just that's what happens.
They're like growers, ladies, like growers, where
that's
they're
true.
like.
I am a grower, not a shower. That is true. It makes things a little easier, I'll tell you, just for upkeep and everything.
They're fine.
It's fine.
And they're fine.
I like to show I care by growing. That's what I do. That's how it works. Say, hey, you deserve this. And I just go get it. And that's what happens. It works.
I wish my tits were like that.
I'll be honest with you, Crystal.
Like that.
There's not one woman or man. There's not one woman or man in the history of time who has not hoped that tits would grow big as you got more excited. Just in general, men,
so
women,
awesome.
Children. I'm sure have thought of it. Like it's right across the board.
That'd be fucking awesome. I just thought of that. That's like a new thought of the day.
Can you imagine you're gonna meet somebody new? Well, think about it. You're gonna meet somebody new, so you're like just squeeze the nipples a little bit, just like all right, let's do this. And just give it a little.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And only save it for the ones that you want to save it for. Be like, okay.
But what if it's uncontrollable? What if it's like uncontrollable though? And some guy like myself,
cool
as a sexual icon, walks by, and all of a sudden women are like, and everyone goes like, oh my god, I can't control it. And I'll be like,
that'd be awesome.
Sorry, ladies.
Like,
I'm married, but I appreciate it greatly. So you can send me pictures. No, it's not. That's inappropriate.
I'd be like, ooh, look what popped out for you. Because I do that with the penis. I'm like, ooh, look who got excited for me.
That's horrible. I'm pretty sure
come out and play with me.
See, this is the problem with a podcast like this where we don't cut is that we say things, you get into the moment, and I'm pretty sure I said my penis looks like Jesus taking off a hood. That's probably not appropriate.
Yeah, you did.
I did say that, didn't I? Well, that's...
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. There's going to be a couple of people who aren't happy about that one. That
I wish I had a bright light right now.
I'm pretty sure everyone's
Oh my God, Dino.
See, I understand. You've missed me for 2 days. You didn't get all the laughter in.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yep, that's right. Fuck.
You know
I
what?
did watch our podcast though.
Yeah.
So like
We got
you were
one
there,
view.
but you just
We got
weren't
one
there.
view. Boom.
Fuck off. We got lots. We're good. We are
Well, now-
people like us.
Well, the funny thing is, so now
We're coming.
I'm ordering a mic and a few other things to start recording ads on the audio side of things. So, I don't know. It should be interesting just to see what happens, but we'll see, people.
We shall see, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I don't know.
You shall maybe see us
Do ads and stuff. I don't know.
do
Well, that's-
ads. I don't know where I was going with that.
You started and I'm like, let's see what happens. Let's just keep it going. Oh.
So, what'd you do in your 2 days without me? Other than cry miserably in the fetal position.
I did cry a little bit. That's true. So thanks for bringing that up there, Crystal. That's real helpful. That's nice.
I got you.
Don't worry. I'll expose you even if you don't want to be exposed. You got it.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah,
So?
no, it's been fairly relaxed. I watched a few movies that I had been meaning to watch, and now I'm random stuff. I saw The Cell. You ever see that movie? It's with Jennifer Lopez, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Vince Vaughn. Huh. It's actually from the year 2000. It's quite old. But the cinematography,
really old.
like the costumes and stuff, like it was the first time that I actually was like, wow, that was impressive. And this, like, I was 20 years old at that time. Yeah.
Yeah, he was, because it's Dino's birthday tomorrow, everybody. Well, you guys won't see this through the magic of time. It is Dino's birthday tomorrow. Happy 40th, old man Dino's birthday. Woo!
You know, the funny thing is, before no, we're not doing that shit, okay? Just calm down.
We're doing it tomorrow.
We're definitely not doing it tomorrow. We're not even going to mention it tomorrow. The funny thing is, before, she's like, oh, don't worry, I'll mention it later. I'm like, please don't. We don't really have to talk about it. For me, it's just another day. And she's like, oh, no, we're talking about it a lot.
40th birthday. You guys won't see this until after, but
what makes it great is, like, we still have I have 2 weeks of episodes to upload. Then we recorded another 2 weeks.
So he'll be
gonna
40
see this.
for 2 weeks.
You're gonna see this in like September and be like, I thought your birthday was in August. I'm like, yeah, it was, and we've been a little bit overactive, let's say, in recording these things. I think that's the one good thing is that we do mention some topical stuff, but in general, we're just talking smack most of the time. But
yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, because you know what? And you notice how nothing's happening with this, like, Maxwell broad and stuff. Like, nobody's talking about anything. Like, what's going on with all this?
I am
like,
sure.
What is happening right now to the world? Because I'm pretty sure, Dino, I need to leave for the bush quicker than later. Like, not only for personal reasons, because for personal reasons I really do, because I'm sick and tired of, I don't care, they don't watch it anyways, but I'm sick and tired of babysitting people that...
Yeah, well, yeah.
People, don't drink. Fucking just do drugs. You get over that habit. It's not socially acceptable, therefore you get over it. So fucking just smoke some crack, get over it. Don't fucking become an alcoholic that shits yourself and then thinks you're okay.
So that's been a PSA from Morning Motivational Rant, guys. Do drugs, don't drink. That's how we do things here.
Yes.
We want people to make sure that
at least you can get over it. At least you can get over it.
You know what?
Instead of ruin everybody else's life.
Yeah, it's, I was thinking about that too. Yeah. I was thinking about the same thing where it's like sometimes people do things just to make others feel needed, and you're like, no, that's not. Nobody needs that. That's not really how this works. But anyways, no, you know.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, this is the thing is, especially like even for Victoria and I, we live with Victoria's parents, right? I have a residence that I rent out, and when we first got married, I asked her, I'm like, what do you want? Because her parents are older, and they need assistance, so it's like. Victoria was like, I want you to come move in with us. And I'm like, okay, fine. And it's a little bit tricky because we don't really have a separate, like we have our bedroom, but it's not really separate. The door stays open because the cat's food is in there and stuff, like little things like that where it's not a frustration, but it's like I don't have my own fortress of solitude. I don't have like, it's happened here where people have popped in and be like, hey, can you do this? And you're like, yeah, I'm almost done. Can you just finally get the fuck out?
Yep.
And it's like people, I remember after my first divorce, I moved back in with my parents and I was like, okay, bye. And they're like, oh, where are you going? I'm like, out. And they're like, with who? I'm like, people. Well, what are you going to do? Stuff. And they're like, well, what time are you coming home? When I get home. And they were kind of like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, I just live here. I'm not your child anymore. Just stop asking me questions, okay? I'm going to go do whatever the fuck I want. And that's the thing is that's like, I'm, number one, I look like I'm 1,000 years old anyway, and also two, I'm the size of a house. So people tend not to be like, are you sure about that? People just go, okay, sir, that's no problem. So I can only imagine how much more frustrating it must be for you, Crystal. But it's one of those things where
I've been on my own for 20 years.
Oh yeah,
like 20. I moved out at 16. Okay.
It's funny how it works. Where it's like at first you're kind of like, oh, people care, and then after like a few months you're kind of going, hey, why don't you just fuck off? Okay, like, listen, just mind your own business. Okay, I'll be back. Just fuck off. Like, and it's a difficult thing, and that's why like even I remember just how much it affects you, right? Like at first you're kind of like, it's nice that people care about me. That's nice. And then for a while
it's not even, you wish they did, but it's not even like they really care about your well-being. They don't. It's just how it affects them.
Exactly.
And that's when, they pretend that they care and how it affects them, and whether or not it's to their standards and whether or not it's appropriate to them. And
oh yeah. And that's the biggest frustration. Yeah, no, that's smart. That's probably for the best. We can talk about other things. The whole world is falling down around us. That's nice. It's like everything is coming crashing down.
Yes, it is. That's awesome.
Well, you know what? It's about really coming to fruition. Well, so this is really interesting. I read a thing which I haven't verified, but they were saying that Vietnam had 99 days of no new cases of COVID, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
And it was Vietnam or the Philippines, one of those countries. And you know what? Yeah, okay, yeah. I said one of those countries.
And Russia's
you know what I mean?
got a cure.
Oh, bullshit, right? And the best was Putin's like, one of my daughters already took the vaccine, and you're going, so one of his daughters
that doesn't make us trust it anymore.
No, that means one of his daughters knows she's expendable. She knows that she's the one that's going to die. If he has to give up one of his children, that's the one. She knows that now. That's sad.
That doesn't make it any better when he said that or when that was posted. But like I said, I don't know if I was talking to you now, but I had said that do you wonder whether or not these countries are made to look bad or worse than they are? Like, is this so scary? Because we were made to believe that Iran and stuff like that, or where was it, Afghanistan, was a big threat, all this stuff was happening, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, they weren't. And I'm really starting to get scared of our beloved Joe Rogan. And I'm really starting to get scared of, like, all these people that I cherish because, like, talking about DMT and trying to promote DMT and trying to promote people to do all this stuff, that's kind of, like, fucked up in a way because I've been down these rabbit holes hard. But it's kind of fucked up that, like, these people are promoting things that are essentially like a mind control and a mind like a hallucinogenic and and like these people that they know have the most viewers and everything are trying to pump these chemicals and these like you know like, oh, we'll make you see another realm and blah 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 and take DMT. Well, that's what they gave to all the fucking Nazis and everything, like the acid, like, you know, when they did the MK Ultra and stuff, that's what they were giving to them. Like,
well,
and it's like
DMT and LSD are not the same thing, right?
Well, no, but I know, but DMT is still, it was used in the CIA research and all this stuff. And then all these guys that we watch and say that it's aliens and say that it's not these, stuff that we're working on. What was I watching? It was called Mirage Men. That's what it was that got me on this, okay? And it was because they kept telling this guy, like, I guess they set this guy up, telling him and setting him up, giving him stuff to look at, like that they were planting, saying that it was UFOs. And this was the government doing this. Yeah. So that way he wouldn't go and talk about all the little secret aircrafts and stuff that they were working on. And it's like, well, fuck my life. Like, and then they would give him DMT and stuff to make him see this stuff. Yeah. So that way he would believe it. And I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, what are they telling us? And what are they implanting, saying this is happening? This guy's a bad guy. This person's a bad guy. Because they did that, like, they've done it before with lots of different things. Yes. But we're like, oh, well, that's too extreme, that can't be made up. Oh, well, that's too something that's got to be real. And it's like, well, yeah, if somebody's putting all the smoke and mirrors and telling people, like I always say before, people tell you what they think, what they want you to hear, or what they want you to know. They don't tell you what you always should know. They tell you their perspective, what they want you to know. And it's up to you to go and find that. Because we're all sitting here right now still. Economy's going to shit. Everything's going fucking haywire. Justin Trudeau's about to get, walk away from this wee bullshit. Everything, all this stuff is happening. And yet we all just wait for how it affects us. We wait. We're putting our hands in these people's hands and we're waiting. How is it going to affect us? And it's like, I don't know. I'm an adult. I'm my own person. This is my chance to experience my life. Fuck, I think I better figure it out for myself. Because if I'm waiting around for some fucking government hoo-ha who's never lived, or somebody else who's never lived in my life, never lived in my experience, to tell me what my next step is, fuck, that's dangerous. That's like waiting for, the crack dealer to tell you how to smoke that rock, properly. I don't know. I just feel, well, it is, because it technically is, because they're the ones feeding you your addiction, which is the next day. Well, fuck, get your own. Make your own crack. Cook up your own shit. Get some baking soda.
I'm gonna say that, Crystal, you're a pretty lady. I don't know what the fuck that was. You just kind of went off on everything.
No, because I've been watching too much YouTube.
I think it's important that we record every day just to break up the... I'm wearing a shirt that says, I beat anorexia.
Yeah, what does it say?
It says, I beat anorexia.
Oh,
this is the...
Good for you, I didn't, clearly.
Oh my God. I'm just going to say what I had planned to say. This is the shirt that started it all. I've had this shirt for 20 years. I have various sizes of the shirt because I've gotten fatter and smaller over those 20 years. But I did buy this before I was even married the first time, which would be, it was from the year 2000, which is 20 years ago. And I've taken this to multiple continents and everyone always loves it. It was the first funny shirt I ever wore. That's all I want to say. I think you can take whatever drugs you want, people. I'm not going to hold it against you. I might make fun of you. But, in general, I'll just kind of...
Don't really. It ruins your life. And just fucking...
But booze is worse.
Do whatever you want to do to get through your life comfortably.
Booze is worse. How about that?
Yes. Fucking right. It almost makes me, and I felt bad because last night, because I was so frustrated over the turn of events that happened, that what did I do at the comedy show? I had 3 drinks, which that's a lot for me because I don't drink.
She's this tall. So she's like, remember? Did you ever see the movie Downsizing where they all shrink? She's that tall. She's like this big. She's this big person.
I had to eat so I could drive home, and I had to take him in and stuff. I had to order food.
She's this tall, but her feet are out to here. Her feet end here. She's very long.
It was just Crystal, and I was like, look at me, and I felt like shit. But I felt like shit today because that's how and I'm like, look, fuck, see? I'm like, that's what it comes to, because you think that it's okay to do that. Oh, well, you have a problem? Well, fucking let's get drunk and drink it away. Life sucks and I don't know what I'm doing with it. Let's get drunk and drink it away. No. And that's the same thing as drug addicts. So, they can't deal with reality, so they get but people don't see it as different. And it's like, yeah, it's different. You know why I drank yesterday and I don't drink? It's because I was pissed off and I wanted to let a little loose.
I'll be honest.
I should just eat candy like I usually do.
My attempt to derail Crystal has failed, and we're gonna just keep talking about this shit until it gets resolved. I guess that's what's gonna happen. So,
it's not going to get resolved. I'm going to stop talking about
I love how she's just smiling. She's like, yeah, fuck you, fatty. I'm going to talk until I want to talk. Okay, well, that's
if we could throw stuff at each other right now, you'd have something thrown at you right now. Because tomorrow's your birthday, not today. So today I could throw shit at you and tell you that to fuck off. And hey, are you going to the show on Friday? Because I have something for you and I want to give it to you in person.
Probably not. I'm still on lockdown. My wife is not happy with what efforts I've put into certain things. Yeah, it's not good. But I'm probably not getting out until September minimum, and that's if all news says we're not going through a second wave. So, yay for me.
Yay. Oh, because I have... Okay, well, if you can somehow meet up, you have a birthday thing, and it's an infused apple pie, so I'm just saying.
So I'm getting fat for my birthday, guys. I'm getting fat for my birthday.
And high.
Oh, God. This is definitely turning out to being a weird day. That's for sure.
Turning out to be. It's been since 7 a.m. for me. This is how it's been going. Actually, it didn't end from yesterday. Ooh, I went to go get pictures taken yesterday by our friend Matt Henry. Thank you, Matt Henry.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was awesome. He's got a huge freaking house and lots of shoes. Like more shoes than the average woman. It's weird. Why do men do that? Why do you guys do that? Fucking... I don't get spending thousands of dollars on shoes. Like, it boggles my mind. You need a pair of shoes. Okay, you need some sandals. I mean, I've got some heels and stuff, but they were really my mom's. Like, when my mom passed, I got her shoes because we both have ginormous feet for 4'11" people. So she was actually short, but my
what the fuck?
So she had all these heels. So I've got lots of shoes from her, but I didn't understand why did all these people own all these shoes. I think you need a pair of sandals in the summertime. I think you probably need like a good pair of boots for the winter time. You should have some running shoes of some sort, like indoor, outdoor shoes, like at school. Like that's how I think of shoes. You need some sandals in the summer. You need running shoes.
I think.
Why do you need 1,500 pairs of the same Nike shoes or the same high heel or 5 different styles of high heel? My mom had like 100 different flip-flops of different colors. I'm like, why do you need all these flip-flops?
So, I'll be honest with you guys, this morning I was like, I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Apparently, Crystal knew exactly what she wanted to talk about. She has attempted a second coup. She has taken over this podcast, and now we're just going to talk about whatever she has a problem with, and you are going to fucking listen, and she's going to tell you why you're such a horrible person. Go ahead, continue. I don't know what else to do at this point. I am not a keeper of people. I'm
sorry, Dino. I'm just trying to understand.
Have you ever seen, like, this is the thing. Okay, so if you guys Google Fluffy the Destroyer of Worlds, okay? So I can't, okay? It turns out it's like a dog that's like this big, like this tiny little dog who's like fluffy, but he's got this stern, like, look at him. And it's like, I am Fluffy the Destroyer of Worlds. Now, I saw this. This was before memes were memes. This is like from like the mid-2000s I first got this. But Google Fluffy the Destroyer of Worlds. You'll see a picture. And that's how I feel when people that are like Crystal, where they're like, I'm not happy. And you're like, but you're so cute. Like, just, you're like a little sketchy, you know? It's one of those things where, like, we talked, like, she was like, I'm 5'8". I'm like, you're not 5'8". And she's like, yeah, she is. And we saw, and I was like, she was 5'8". Now, I've continued to make fun and say that she's 4'3" and has size 48 feet. Like, her feet are giant. Like, she walks around looking like a giant L. That's what she looks like. But what's funny about that is the fact that everyone, like for me, so I'm just shy of 6'2", and anyone I see, if you're shorter than me, I'm like, you're
4'11". That's why he thinks that everybody's short.
Exactly. And I'll tell you right now, I love meeting people taller than me because I'm like, it's nice to be able to straighten up and look and not feel awkward. I'm like, oh, you're the fucking weirdo, not me. It's great. It's a useful thing. But that's why it's like when people that are smaller than me are like, I'm like, Digo, you're so good. You're such a good boy. You know, because it's because like, what are they gonna do? They're like, Nom! And you're like, come on, you're not that scary. I've had one woman put her finger in my face and be like, listen, and I was like, you're cute. And she was like, fucking yeah! And she lost her mind, and I was like, because there's not, listen.
I do that to grown men, though, that are bigger than me, just because, like, really, like, come on now. Relax, it's okay. Yes, we all know that you're the big man. Get it? You're mad. You're scared.
I'm pretty sure if Crystal and I had met under different circumstances, we would have fought. Probably in a parking lot, maybe a dirt field, but we definitely would have. She would have tried to. I think she would have taken. I would have been like, listen, you're out. Go. And she would have walked away. As I turned around, she would turn around, run at me, and be like, ah! Like I'm thinking. Like she would just like attack my face, like just. Yeah.
I don't though. I don't pussy shot though. Like I don't do it behind your back type thing. Like
no. You would jump onto my head and then proceed to lift my head up so I could see it was you, and you're like that would.
Yeah. Spider monk. Yeah. Spider monk. Yeah. Like.
We're not going to do voices. Let's not do voices. That's a bad idea.
So, Dino, I forgot because I interrupted with my anger what you've been up to for the past 2 days.
I never noticed anything. So, I thought you were just talking. It was fine. I'm going to definitely write. I need some Post-it notes for this area so I can just hold up like a help me Post-it and be like, help. And that way it's just, yeah.
Safe word.
Yeah.
What was our safe word? Fuck, I forget. Oh, dick face. Wasn't it? Dick face.
I don't think we have a safe word. I don't think we have a safe word, to be honest with you, just because that makes it sound like we do other things. I'm married. I love my wife. Yeah, so that's a fun thing.
That's a fun thing. Dick face. Dick face. No, it was supposed to be when we started talking inappropriately, a douche. Like, it was... Dick
when
face.
have we ever talked inappropriately? I don't remember talking inappropriately.
I don't remember talking inappropriately at all.
So you know what the problem with people is? They don't jump in traffic when you tell them to. Fucking selfish pricks. They should die when I say so. And how dare they think otherwise? Okay.
Fucking right. That's right.
I tried to make a plea to my...
Talk some more.
I'm planning on it. I'm really planning on it. We're hitting almost the 40-minute mark, and I'll tell you, I think it's better that I talk for the rest of this, and you just go, yeah, I agree. Shazam! Or things like that. Just to balance things out. Let's try and keep it on a positive note.
Sorry, guys. No, I'm not. But
No.
I just care about your feelings.
I have to admit, it definitely sounded like you were like, sorry, guys, but fuck. And I'm like, did you just say butt fuck? I'm like, it really sounded like you said butt fuck. And that's just...
butt fuck.
It's like, well, butt fuck.
Back to Dino and his Greek. Speaking of butt fuck, let's talk about Dino.
It took 38 minutes and 52 seconds, but we're back to all butt stuff all the time on Morning Motivational Rant, guys. Butt stuff all the time.
Butt love.
Nobody talked about butt love. We said butt stuff. Okay? Let's be very clear. We're not encouraging people to just love buttocks. Love the whole person and then do butt stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? That's doing some butt stuff keeps things exciting. Maybe it's a birthday, an anniversary maybe, or just a regular Tuesday. But I say, you know what? Throw some Vaseline on there and give it a little tickle. See what happens.
Your vagina's perfectly fine. It's really
Listen. Even Ambrosia was perfect for the gods, but every once in a while they still wanted to fuck ladies. So what are you gonna do? I don't think that analogy worked, but I'm gonna stick with it because
I don't think so. But let's go with it. I like it.
Why not? It's that's why it's I always wonder if gay men are like, I haven't seen a pussy in a while. Maybe I should give it a try. I don't know. And I wonder.
Some of them have never seen one.
Well, technically, not that they remembered, but most of them weren't hatched or anything. So.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I hear.
But
I hear gay people. They're not hatched. They're birthed like everybody else. I've never seen a gay person be born. I don't know that you can identify people like that. I don't think that's appropriate, but that's just my opinion.
Can you imagine it comes out with like glitter? Ta-da! Here I am.
I feel like there's got to be like a comic strip like that where like has already been like defamed by everybody. But it's like, gay people get born with like a slew of like there's
like a lesbian one. It comes out wearing a lumberjacket already.
Yeah, with like a hammer or like pliers. Be like, I fixed the pipes in there. They're all good. Everything's been taken care of.
Fuck you if you're judging me for my stereotypes. You guys stereotype the fuck out of me anyway. So.
We're back on anger, guys. We're back on anger. Let's keep that train going.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Shit.
I love people. Everybody.
See, okay, you know what?
It's everybody else's anger that has got me here. Just saying.
Literally,
it's everybody else's anger.
We are watching like the 10 steps of anger come to fruition on Crystal right now. Which I really feel like I just said like 10 steps are gonna jizz on Crystal. Like it didn't sound right, but you know what I mean? Like we're going through like the 10 steps have come to fruition, wink. It's like there's a group, like a rap band called the 10 Steps or something that we've already discussed. Don't do that on camera, jackass. I want someone to take all the clips of Crystal doing that on the camera and then just combine them into one video. You can send it to us. We'll happily watch it. Send us the link in the comments.
No, we won't.
You can put it. I'll watch it. Hell, if you send it to me through like WeTransfer or something, I'll watch it. No problem. I'll post it. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. And she's like, no, bad Dino.
That just seems super inappropriate. That's like some free porn right there. If you guys are gonna make that and watch
I'm saying
y'all need to be paying me to. I want to get a cut from that.
The guy who invents it doesn't get paid, but she wants to because she was on camera.
I said I want a cut.
Bullshit.
It's my action. What are you, a pimp? What do you want, 50% of this shit? Fuck that.
70-30, lady.
It's my...
I provide a secure work environment. I don't know where I come up with this stuff. It's horrible. I'm definitely going to hell. No, you know what? I thought it was very funny that like we're definitely going through the steps of anger through you, and I think that's very therapeutic. It's also fucking hilarious to watch because she's like, you know what? I just want to murder everyone, and you're like, what? What are we talking about? What happened? It's very ridiculous. I think it's funny.
I think it's hilarious. I'm sorry that you have not got to talk through this whole episode. I totally bombarded the fuck out of this one.
I'm telling you that coups without the support of the army never work, people. Okay, this is a learning experience for all of us. You need the support of the army to back the people for a coup to be effectively completed. In this scenario, Crystal's using propaganda and forceful media tactics to try and out-talk me during my own podcast, which is fine. I encourage the competition, and I feel it would be a beneficial exchange. However, a coup, the military, I am the military, okay? I have taken over. You can't take over things without the military. Yeah, you keep making funny faces, jerk off. Whatever. She's the one who failed. Second attempt at a coup. Both failed. Boom, shakalaka. Okay? I'm pretty sure the episode that's just getting loaded right now is the one where she attempts a coup. So.
I don't even know what this means, this coup. But I haven't wanted to be angry against your big word. So I'm like, fuck it. I'll just let him coup on.
Tickle,
his coup and his cunty coup.
Tickle.
It's your birthday tomorrow. Let's talk about that and how old you're going to be. Older, man.
When we started this podcast, I believe that Crystal kept on saying, yeah, we're like the same age. And she kept on saying, we're like the same age.
That, he's so old.
What the fuck happened? And now I was like, well, we're not really the same age. You're younger than I am. She's like, yeah, but it's like 2 years. Like, what's it's 3 years? What's the big deal? And now she's like, you're so fucking old person. Do you need some glasses? I made fun of her. Like, we were talking once, and she was like, hold on 1 second. And she's like, whoop, and put on her old lady glasses. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is that? And she's making fun of me with my perfect vision and flawless wrinkle-free skin. Then apparently I'm an old person. I accept it. I think Victoria's trying to groom me to get like a Just for Men dye job on my beard.
Yes, please.
I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to.
I really want you to. I really want you to.
Why?
It'd be awesome. Why not? What the fuck? I nice and easy for you. You can't nice and easy for me. Like
I'm gonna assume that nice and easy is a hair dye. And we're just going to leave it at that because
it really is.
It really sounded odd. I'm just going to say that. I nice and easy for you. You should nice and easy for me. And I'm like, what? I don't think so. I don't nice and easy for anybody. That's just, I'm not.
Well, if Victoria has to look at you every day, maybe you should kind of,
Listen, this marriage was no returns, no exchanges. There's a fire sale. The store is closed and burned down. That's it. It's done. Okay?
It's done. So, when are you just for menning your beard then?
I'm never doing that. You know what? I might do it if I shave my head. I think I would look younger.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what?
I want to see this.
You know what? I don't appreciate your, obviously fat boy. Okay, that little tone that you have.
I didn't say. Why did you add fat boy?
Because you know what? It was condescending.
Nobody hates on your body.
It was condescending.
Stop it.
And insulting at the same time. But boom, it was like, yeah, you think stupid? You're so dumb. Who thought a fat person could be so dumb? It's like, what the hell? I'm a nice person. I'm not a nice person.
Your birthday's tomorrow, so I'm gonna let you have it. But you're. It's your 40th birthday too, so I will even give you 24 hours extra to indulge on your birthday thing.
Why? Because I'm 40. It takes me a lot longer to get everywhere. So she's giving me she's giving me a head start because old people take longer to get everywhere. Oh, really?
No. So I'm just saying that you get the old man appreciation because now you're turning 40. So your birthday gets celebrated because it's such a big birthday that it can get celebrated the day before, the day of, and the day after. You get 3 days to shine on.
What the fuck did you just say there?
Shine on. Shine on.
Listen, if I shine on, I'm gonna eclipse the sun. Okay, let's just. That's not useful.
No.
Wow, I am surprised with. Yeah, you definitely needed to do a podcast the last couple of days, eh? Like you really should not have left it this long. That's for sure. That's okay.
Sorry.
I thought it was very, very entertaining, and I hope you blew off some steam.
I think people will find it entertaining too.
I think so. There's nothing better than someone who has used like 37 episodes, 38. I think 38 is tomorrow. I've preloaded it so I don't have to do anything on my birthday. So, like 38 episodes of being like, no, be kind to people. You have to understand how difficult life is for them. And she's like, you know what? Fuck people. Fuck people. Their fucking needs and their fucking voices and their fucking looks and their fucking opinion. They can go fuck themselves, the fucking pieces of shit. Fucking people suck shit and eat gorilla dicks.
Yep.
It was funny. I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. It's like watching someone break, and
that's what happened.
It's like
that's what's happening. I literally feel like I'm like all the wires are coming. out and like there's sparks happening and shit. Like somebody put water on me.
We could tell. It was pretty obvious. It was pretty. You were like, fuck! It was I feel like this is one of those times when they like cut scene and then they're like going to the house, to the city, to the country, to the world, and you can still hear the screaming, like the universe, the Milky Way. It's like, like it's one of those scenes where you're like, I think, perchance, they may have been exasperated. Just maybe. They're a little exasperated. Just maybe. It's one of those things.
Yep, so no more skipping days of Morning Motivational Rant.
That's probably a bad idea. As bad as things might get, it's important to record every day. Because...
Yep. This happens.
Well, I was talking to Victoria and I was saying how, like, realistically, we'll probably, once we do things live, we'll probably do it for longer. And she was like, do you think you can do that? And I'm like, we can talk about nothing for a very long time. Since that, we've already put in like 50 hours into this thing and no problem. But on top of that, what I was going to say was specifically that we in general will probably start having guests once we start doing things live, right? So there's a few people that I've already earmarked and asked, and we might even, who knows, we might get a new co-host because some people are apparently losing their fucking mind.
Fuck that. We will not get a new co-host. I will beat that bitch and bury her.
Well, no, I was considering of just maybe including someone else just during the that way we can actually have downtime and stuff like that. To like somebody to replace me, somebody to replace you, just once in a while. What? I'm not saying anything. I'm saying like just to liven things up. My God, you see the look on her face? She's like, I will steal your children and murder them on TV. She's not happy in general. She's very angry. I think it's the juxtaposition of all of this is fucking hilarious for me. Because we already covered how, like, Crystal has, like, 1 million followers on Facebook. And she's like, I have no idea who the fuck they are. And I think it's hilarious because I'm like, you should have a good day. Bleh. But she's like, go fuck yourself, yay! And I'm like, I'm pretty sure mine was the positive message. But people were like, yeah, but you say it really angrily and like with an ogre face. So I feel like you're waiting to say something. You're like, I want to cut his fucking balls off.
No.
And then his big fat face, I'm going to wear it like a lampshade because it's huge, because it's fat. We're about out of time, Crystal. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
I really feel like when the cameras are off, she's going to get freaked the fuck out on me. I feel like that's going to happen.
No.
I'm not saying you're not going to be co-host. You're going to be co-host, okay? Just relax. Fucking, she's so angry. I'm not.
No.
I'm thinking we could expand things. In other words, we could have more people, add some vibrancy, some lively color. It would be exciting. Why is she, I didn't do nothing. Okay, guys, Morning Motivational Rant. Even if Crystal wants to murder us, we're going to get motivated today, okay? So that's going to happen. She's going, Tickle. Okay. You know what? A lot of, I guess for morning motivation for today, let's say something to the effect of that. A lot of people are in rough shape right now. That's for sure. I think we talked about it on one of the other podcasts where I said how I was talking with a friend. I was able to give him a good example, and he was like, you know what, I'm going to think on that. Mental health we're seeing is such a huge issue, and we don't really realize it. And then we're seeing as well, as someone may have mentioned, the difficulties of alcoholism and how it can affect you in your daily life. May have been mentioned today, maybe, perchance. But at the same time, narcotics can affect you in a drastic way. There's a lot of things out there that really affect us. What I wanted to say to people is that two things specifically is number one, addiction to anything. And that can be emotional addiction. It could be, various, like, just like how actors used to, they want the praise and stuff like that. That's an addiction too. There's various forms, but you're able to overcome them all to varying degrees of efficiency and how much it affects your life. But anything you can overcome. And on top of that, a lot of the times, and this was mentioned to me the other day by a friend, where he was like, I couldn't believe what I had already said, and I just felt like I couldn't apologize enough. And I said, you know what? It's all in your head. And I'm guilty of this many of the times where I will overbuild the situation in my mind, just trying to understand it. But I really overinflate the severity of the situation. Not to say that it's not severe, but just the dramatization of the emotions and feelings that you put on to other people can be very hard to overcome. Because while we know people enough to be able to say this is how they think of that, we don't know them necessarily enough to be able to say this is how we can help them overcome it. You know, it's one of those weird things where it's like we see kind of half the picture we've made up, we've assumed another quarter, and the last quarter we say that we don't know that part. So it's like we're overinflating the severity of the situation in our own minds, not realizing that people, I really do believe this, is that people want to be kind. People want to do good things. And giving them an opportunity to forgive a person. So if I've wronged you and I give you the opportunity to forgive me, people kind of want to take that. And I don't think we realize that how much that actually impacts things. People want to forgive you. They're just looking for a reason or a method or an opportunity. And that is kind of one of those keys where you have to provide it to them and say, you know what, I've been a real shit. I'm sorry. And that's like that, just even those words, like I've gotten to this argument with Victoria many a times where she has accused me of not saying please, thank you, and sorry enough. And I'm like, and I give her the example of, take a plate, break it on the floor, tell it you're sorry. Does it go back together? No, the damage is done. Right? And that's why it's knowing that words hurt and something we can't really take things back when they're said. But that doesn't mean that we can't apologize. We can't try and make things better. We can't try and encourage an environment of forgiveness. Those are okay things. And we overinflate the horror or difficulty that people are having with things that we've done. And that's not to downplay things we've done. Some people are just horrible people. Like, we've done horrible things. But you know what? Being able to say that you're sorry or even ask for forgiveness from people it's not a bad thing, and it's not as bad as you might think it might be. And that's why it's like, if you need help, we covered this, it's the episode I think that's uploading for today or tomorrow, was how, if you need help, ask for it. And you know what? Sometimes the help doesn't work. That's okay. It's the fact that you ask for help is a good thing, and we move forward, and those are good things. But we have to take the time to really acknowledge that we don't know how some people will react or how some people are dealing with things, and move forward from that. Don't let that be what holds you back from any sort of recovery or improvement in your life, is because some person may not forgive you for something. Have you even asked? Right? I think that's worthwhile, and that's something we need to take into consideration. But I think that's all I need to say. Crystal looks like she's brooding and ready to cut me at the throat, but I'm going to ask her, Crystal, where can everyone find you?
Everybody can find me at Simply Me on YouTube. You can find me, Crystal Morency, on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And Dino.
Guys, Dino the Genetic Marvel. I am available on YouTube, Instagram. I do have a Twitter account. I don't really tweet, but I do follow some people. So by all means, you're happy to sign up there as well. We have I have a Facebook fan page for Dino the Genetic Marvel. And of course, YouTube, we're going to start doing some little voice ads in the audio version, so that's going to be coming soon. But guys, you can follow us, of course, on YouTube is where we load our videos. And then we also have Instagram. It gives us notice that things are coming out. We We have the Facebook fan page, Morning Motivational Rant, where we also post some clips. And then we have the audio recordings on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast Podcasts, Radio Public, and Spotify. So, guys, please like, share, subscribe, follow us. In the meantime, stay motivated and have a great day. Bye!
Bye, guys!